Entonces vamos a hablar de las formas y también las expresiones de tener. Y bueno, chicos, ustedes acaban de hablar de sus rutinas. Ahora yo voy a hablar de mi rutina, ¿no? Y ustedes necesitan enfocar en el significado, como se dice, cuál es mi rutina. Y también vamos a enfocar o concentrar en los verbos, la gramática, ¿ok? Entonces, los lunes, recuerden, estamos hablando de los lunes. A las 8 de la mañana, mis hijos y yo llegamos al campus a las 8, ¿ok? Llegamos, el verbo llegar. ¿Cómo se dice llegar? To arrive. So we arrive, ¿no? Normalmente, típicamente, los lunes a las 8 tenemos prisa, ¿no? Yo soy su mamá y estoy hablando con mis hijos. Vamos, vamos, chicos, tenemos prisa. Entonces, hoy vamos a hablar de la gramática, las formas de los verbos en la página 74 y también las expresiones de tener. Por ejemplo, tenemos prisa. ¿Cómo se dice tenemos prisa en inglés? What's it saying? A las 8, los lunes,
When do you come?
nosotros tenemos prisa.
When come to
Tengo este conejito de Alice in Wonderland y es famoso por decir what? What does he say? What does this rabbit say?
I'm late.
I'm late. Exactly. So I'm not saying that we're late. I'm actually saying tenemos prisa. Vamos, vamos, chicos. What do you think that means? Tenemos prisa. To be in a hurry. Exactly. Excelente, Morgan. To be in a hurry. Tenemos prisa. But we know in Spanish, to be is not the verb tener. ¿Cómo se dice to be in Spanish? Hay dos verbos. Ser or also estar. Excelente. So today we're talking about tener expressions. Tenemos prisas means we're in a hurry. But it doesn't translate literally because we know we are. To be is ser or estar, but we're using the verb tener. So be mindful that in Spanish and English and every language, there's expressions that don't translate. Can you think of an expression in English that wouldn't translate into Spanish, literally? I have one for you. It's very simple and basic. What's up? If you literally translated what's up, que está arriba, in Spanish, people would look up. And they'd be like, I don't know. There's nothing up there, the sky. So expressions don't translate. They really don't. Idiomatic expressions, sayings like pot calling the kettle black, or, slept like a rock, or a log, whatever it is. Those don't translate into Spanish. Some of them do, some of them don't, most of them don't. This is one that does not, because we're going to talk about this verb tener today, and it doesn't mean to be. Okay. A las 9 al 12, yo tengo clase. Yo trabajo toda la mañana. Yo tengo clase. What's it saying? Yo tengo clase. I have class. So tenemos prisa means to be in a hurry. We're in a hurry. But when it's not necessarily an expression, yo tengo 3 hermanos. Yo tengo 2 hijos, casi 3, ¿no? Yo tengo clase todos los días, ¿no? Tengo un perro que se llama José. Tengo means what again? I what?
But trabajo.
I have, exactly. Yo tengo means I have, ¿no? Yo trabajo toda la mañana. Y a las 12 yo regreso a mi oficina y yo tengo horas de oficina hasta la 1 de la tarde, ¿no? Por 1 hora estoy en mi oficina. Yo tengo. So what am I saying? Is this a tener expression? Is this an expression? I have office hours. It's not an expression. It's using the verb tener. And tengo means what again? To have. Excelente. Muy bien. Okay. Y a la 1, ¿no? Yo llevo a mis hijos a nuestra casa porque yo tengo mucha hambre, ¿no? Mucha hambre y yo como un sándwich. Por fin.
Much hunger.
Exactamente. So, yo tengo mucha hambre. Saying what again?
have much hunger.
I have a lot of hunger, exactly, which is the expression of tener. And it's really great that you recognize that it's saying I have much hunger, because hambre is hunger. We're really saying I'm hungry. But in Spanish, we use muy with adjectives. Like most of us are very tired. And Morgan started class saying, estoy cansada, which was perfect. And if she's very tired, she doesn't say mucho cansada. She says what? Muy cansada. So muy with adjectives, mucho with nouns. So even though we're very hungry, hambre really means hunger, to have lots of hunger. And so we use mucha, the feminine form of mucho. Tengo mucha hambre. Y chicos, otra cosita importante. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Yo llevo a mis hijos a nuestra casa. What do I do first at 1 o'clock? What do I do with my kids? What's that saying? Bring, exactly. I bring my kids where? To our house, nuestra casa. So llevo means to take or to bring when we're talking about people. We know the verb tomar. Tomar can be used to say to drink or to take, like to take a class. Tomar la clase de español. Or to take a test. Tomar un examen. Okay? Tomar is like taking things, but llevar is like bringing someone somewhere, giving someone a ride, taking a friend to, your parents' house for Thanksgiving, something like that. We use the verb llevar. And if we bring people, which that's usually who we're taking or bringing, mis hijos are people, we have to use this little thing called a personal a. Because I am the subject, yo llevo. And we know that because my verb llevo ends in what letter? Llevo ends in the letter O. And we know that verb is talking about I because it ends in O. Mis hijos are actually not the subject. You know grammatically what they're called here? The object. So when the object is a person, we have to use a little a before that object. It's called the object marker a. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this now is no, it's not on the test or the final exam. But in 102, we're going to be talking about this. And it's either you get that and the test is easy, or you forget about it and the test is hard. It makes a big, big difference, that teeny little a. So if you listen to your teacher en la clase de historia, you would say, nosotros escuchamos a nuestro profesor. So we use a with,
To our professor.
right, because the professor is not the one who's listening. The professor is the one who we're listening to.
Equivalent to.
To. It is, but it doesn't always apply in English nicely like it does in Spanish. So if you take somebody somewhere, or you listen to somebody, or you talk to somebody, or something like that, you're going to use this object marker a. Just a little side note. And sandwich in Espanol is just like English, except for accent on the A. No, I think that's the only difference. Okay. Y sus rutinas, los lunes, ¿cómo son? Pues la rutina de Jake es terrible. De Jake es terrible porque Jake llega al campus a las 8 de la mañana y regresa a su casa a las 7 de la tarde. Es muy larga. ¿Cómo se dice larga en inglés? Close. Grande is big. That's why I'm pointing this out, because that's a really common error. Larga. Yo tengo pelo. Morgan, Katie, y Verónica, Elizabeth y yo tenemos pelo largo. Y los chicos tienen pelo corto, long. Because remember, what's big again? Grande. Grande. Largo is, or larga, rutina, long. Okay, so originalmente en las preguntas que les di al principio de clase, les pregunté a qué hora llegas al campus. Remember at the beginning of class, we use llegas. Aquí tengo el verbo vienes, el verbo nuevo. Y chicos, ¿cómo se dice vienes? To come. Excelente, Tyrese. So, llegas, vienes, sinónimos. What time do you arrive? What time do you come? There's not really a huge difference, whichever you're most comfortable using. Llegas is a little easier because what's weird about vienes? Well,
Is to come.
it means to come, and we're going to talk more specifically about the spelling here in a second.
The irregular, i.e.
Exactly. There's lots of irregular things about it. Same with the verb tienen, which is why they're categorized together. Not because they have anything to do with each other in terms of meaning. Sí. Okay, bueno, entonces ustedes conversarán sobre sus rutinas los lunes. Y chicos, ¿quiénes en nuestra clase tienen clase antes de español? Por ejemplo, ¿quiénes tienen clase a las 9? ¿Tiene clase los lunes antes de español, Verónica? ¿Sí o no? No. Porque, Verónica, ¿a qué hora llega al campus, Verónica? ¿A qué hora llega al campus, Verónica, los lunes? A las 10. Y nuestra clase es a las 10. Entonces, Verónica no tiene clase antes de español. ¿Quién tiene clase antes de español? Elizabeth, ¿a qué hora llegas a las 9? Entonces, Elizabeth, sí. Oh, yeah, sí, Elizabeth. ¿Y otras personas? ¿Alguien más? ¿Solamente Elizabeth tiene una clase? ¿Tienes una clase a las 9? ¿Clase? No clase. ¿No clase a las 9, Katie? ¿A las 9? ¿Tienes clase o no? Hunter, sí. David, sí. Ciencia política. A las 12. ¿La clase de ciencia política a qué hora es? ¿A las 9 o a las 12?
12.
Oh, 12. Sí, muy bien. Pero, ¿tienes clase a las 9?
Historia.
Oh, historia. Muy bien. Y Hunter también. Matemáticas. Muy temprano. David y Hunter y Elizabeth tienen clase antes de la clase de español a las 9. Ok, chicos, quiero clarificar este verbo. Tienen. What is that saying? What does tienen mean? To have. Tyrese, you're so on it today. Tienen. Tienen means to have. No? Y es irregular. Completamente irregular. So what about this verb is different from the verbs we learned earlier this week? The ER, IR verbs like comer, beber, escribir, abrir. See?
You can't deny.
We have what's called a stem change. Do you know why it's called a stem change?
Because that's the stem.
Because the stem, T-E-N, of tener, changes. It's very original and creative. Stem changing verb, okay? In chapter 4, you're going to learn 20, 30 stem changing verbs. And like Jake noted, this verb has a stem change from E to IE. So in chapter 4, you'll learn verbs like preferir, yo prefiero. That's a stem changing verb, E to IE. I know, it's really boring. I'm so sorry. I do not design the curriculum. I'm like, could this be any worse? I'm going to give you a huge packet, and you're just going to be copying verbs. But the verb tener, the good news is, on the silver lining is that the verb tener is, some of you all, I've heard David use tener in class before today's official presentation of the verb tener. A lot of people who've had a little bit of Spanish prior to class this semester already knew this verb. It's easy to remember this verb because why? We use it a lot. We express possession. I have a big family. I have class. I have so many tests this week, etc. So a lot of students have no issues learning this verb because they hear it so much and they use it so much. So one thing that's weird about it is that it's a stem changing verb, but let's take a look at what's similar about it versus the other verbs we learned this word. Correr, escribir, abrir. So So we know the weird thing about it is it's got this little stem change. And as you copy these, very carefully note the spelling. I-E. To usted, el, ella. But not in a couple other forms. It's not in every single conjugation. It's only IE, or the stem change only occurs in tú, usted, el, ella, ellos, and ellas. What else is weird about this verb versus verbs that we've learned this far?
Yeah, EMOS.
EMOS, because it's an ER-IR verb, well, an ER verb. Amos, that's good to know. But is there anything different about this verb that we haven't seen before this semester?
Talking besides the stem change?
Besides the stem change. Anything else unique?
Oh, the go.
Go, exactly, tango. And when you spell this, careful, because it's T-E-N-G-O. What's T-A-N-G-O? Sometimes I see students write tango. Tango is like Argentina, oh, baile, like dun, 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 you know? It's completely different. It's not a verb, it's a dance. Tango. Tango is to I have, like tango una familia grande, tango 3 clases los lunes. Tango. So the stem change, we don't have it in the yo form. Nosotros or vosotros. Tener means to have, okay? And we talked about llegar at the beginning of class. Llegar. ¿A qué hora llegas al campus los lunes? Yo llego a las 9. Y el sinónimo de llegar es venir, to come. ¿Ya? Vamos a ver este verbo. Y perdón, escribí mal. I copy and paste like it's my job. So oftentimes I have errors that I overlooked. To come. Venir. To come to class, to come to campus. Yo llego al campus a las 9. Yo vengo al campus a las 9. Why is the book presenting this verb with the verb tener? Why do you think
They're similar.
Because they're exactly the same. Pretty much. Similar is a better word, Jake. Gracias. They're not exactly the same. What's different? Tyrese noticed tener is tenemos, but venir, we come, is venimos. Why is that? Because it's an IR verb. Venimos, escribimos, abrimos los libros, imos. So once again, we have stem changes in our usted, el, ella, ustedes, ellos, ellas form. What else is weird about this verb, like tener? Yo tengo, yo vengo. Muy bien. Everything else is the same as tener, and everything else, our endings, are the same as our ER, IR verb endings. Okay? One thing to note, since I have these verbs in a list on the presentation, but you have these verbs in a chart on your papers, es muy importante apuntar las formas singulares. So the reason why it's a chart on your paper is so that you can know singular and plural forms of these verbs. And we also have first, second, third person. When I say first person singular, what am I referring to? When you hear somebody say first person singular? Yo. Tyrese, whatever you ate for breakfast, eat it again. You're doing awesome. Okay, so yo is first person, and it's nice on your chart the way it's organized because yo is first person singular. What's first person plural? No?
Nosotros.
Yes. Nosotros is also first person. It's just plural. Okay? So we have singular and plural forms. What's second person singular in Spanish or in English? Second person singular is simply stating what? Not yo, but you. And we have two U's in Spanish, right? Tú and usted. That's why you have to copy them twice on your paper. And that's why you copy viene twice on your paper. Because viene and el and ella have nothing to do with each other. Usted is second person singular, but ella, it's not first person singular, it's not second person singular, it's what?
Third person.
Third person singular. So what's second person plural in Spanish? Vosotros and ustedes. But just like tú and usted, they're used differently. Tú and usted is formality, but vosotros and ustedes is geography and culture. They only use vosotros where? Spain. Everybody else uses usted. Ustedes, perdón. And what does ustedes or vosotros mean? If you're from the south, we say y'all. If you're from the north, they say you guys. And then ellos, I'm not making fun. Sorry, it's just hard not to. Ellos and ellas isn't first person plural. It's not second person plural. It's what?
Third person.
Third person plural. The reason why I'm reviewing this basic grammar that you haven't heard since grade school is because process of elimination is helpful on the super site. You see Juan, you know it's singular, but you see Juan y Pablo, you know it's plural. But if you see Juan Pablo y yo, you know it's first person plural. That y yo. It helps you organize and process what verb conjugation I need. Okay, so those are our conjugations. Now we're going to take a look at the expressions, okay? Again, what's up in Spanish doesn't translate literally. These expressions do not translate literally. They're nouns, which is why we use mucho to emphasize. And what's the opposite of mucho? Let's say you're not very hungry. Actually, the opposite of mucho, in my example, I was like, tengo mucha hambre. But if you're just a little bit hungry, how do we say a little bit? Pequeño. Close. Pequeño is small, and it's a word that starts with P and ends in O. Poco. So poco is the opposite of mucho. Tengo poco hambre. Tengo mucha prisa. ¿Cómo se dice prisa?
Wait. Hurry.
Hurry. Right, exactly. Sorry, because he says that. And hambre is what?
Hungry.
Hungry. So you need to note that on your papers. Tener prisa, hurry. Tener hambre, hungry. They both start with H, okay? Think about prisa, pressure to be on time. Hambre, hunger. Okay, y las otras expresiones. I've already used this in class because now it's cold outside and the Bell building is all of a sudden very wet. Calor inside, but outside it's frío, and we'll get to that, David. So yo tengo calor in Bell building, or cuando corro in Charleston. Tengo calor means what? Hot, exactly. So it's not caliente. Caliente is like hot coffee, hot soup, okay, or
To have heat.
somebody's hot. Yeah, to have heat. And sometimes my husband and I, since he was a Spanish minor at CFC, he'll be like, we just joke around and sound like idiots in English, and we'll be like, I have so much hunger right now, speaking like, or I have so much heat, just to make fun of Spanish a little bit in English, to have heat. So, cuando tienen calor ustedes, sí or no? ¿Tienen calor cuando estudian? Sí or no? No, normalmente no. ¿Cuando leen? Sí or no? No, no cuando leen. ¿Cuando corren? Sí or no? Sí, normalmente, sí. ¿Y Charleston en agosto? Sí or no?
Yo tengo calor.
Sí. Muy bien, Colin. Sí, Charleston en agosto. ¿Poco calor or mucho calor? Mucho calor in Charleston en agosto. Mucho. Charleston en diciembre?
Sometimes.
A veces. Poco. Un poco, ¿no? Excelente. Ok, chicos, entonces en sus papeles pueden copiar. Tengo calor cuando la forma de yo de correr. Corro. Muy bien. Or, y, we could say en agosto. En Charleston. Ok, bueno, chicos.